going to show you guys this car. I like this very much. S14, Chris's car, and they've been building S chassis for a long time, so there's a lot of nice things in this car. Let's take a look. So we put a little bit of this car in the machine shop video, but I wanted to show a little bit more because Chris is like a guy that thinks about everything, so he's just not monkey see is monkey do. He really, like, everything in that car has been thought up and has a purpose. Stock pedals and column, that could be like a pro spec thing, I guess. That looks like a Busman setup, or what is that called, Eaton or something like that. What is that called? Well, anyways, I think it's Busman. Like that a lot, like one nice little neat thing for all your relays and all the things where you can grab your plus cables from. It's nice. The cage on this car over here, like, I like this a lot. Look at that. That's really sick. And yeah, nice 3D boxes, just like we always do. As you can see, it's also over there. And what I really like about cages is when people don't put S-bends in them. So if you have an S chassis, most people want to put the cage really far back, which is a good thing. But if you put this tube way too far back, you're going to need to use an S-bend to come out of here, and that's not really good, because what you want is just slightly standing out, but not S-bends in there, because if you would get a crash, the S-bend will be the first thing to come in. So I really like this. In America, of course, the gauge rules are a little different. So this diagonal tube, I'm never really crazy about them, because if you have like a hit on the B pillar over there, I'd rather have them to be the other way around. So come from there all the way here, because the car isn't like, it's never gonna cave in if you roll it. So for me, this one isn't really super necessary because it's already really strong structure, but I would like it to start there and go here, like in FIA rules in Europe. You need to actually do that. I really like this X setup. That's like my favorite setup. In America, like I said, the cage rules are a little different than with us, so they don't have like a roof bar. Like there's lots of FD cars that don't even have a roof bar on them. Handbrake, of course. Seat is sitting really nice and low over here. Like they've cut out all the stuff, and I'm not really crazy about S chassis how they mount it. We removed like this original seat bracket on the S chassis, and it looks really flimsy if you have it in your hands. Of course, there's well, where everybody always does, like if you go left and right, you need to remove that hump. Nice job over here doing that. Yeah, really cool. And what I really like about this car is the engine bay. Super cool setup over here. They run the hard lines on the rack. As you can see, it's nice and goes to the reservoir, to the pump. And Chris modified like this front end. So this usually here is like this limiting thing that really sucks if you want to put a bigger radiator in those cars. Obviously the bracing and this member from left right, I really like this. This is something really cool. I love this as well, so you can take out like the front structure and stuff. Obviously he runs YSFAB V2, rack relocation over there. Super nice. If that's what you want to do. As you can see, this is like so super close, like you really can't relocate much closer if you want to retain the original motor mounts. I love these little things like that. This is like so neat, like it sits behind here so it can't get hit. Like if you think about this, this is a really nice setup, like your boost control. Look at that, really cool. Oil filter remote mount, like we just did on the yellow S13. Yeah, these are nice chase bays. Got like the little knob over there, a regulator for the brake bias. Clutch cylinder over there, tees into that reservoir. Nice little catch can. Like look at how clean and neat all of this stuff is done. It's got the master switch over there. YSFAB V2, of course. Super nice that you can put like a half-inch extension in there and move the top mount. So it's slotted under there, like these pieces are slotted, so you could basically twist it and adjust over there. I love these mirrors as well. Like that's like if I had I would basically build an S chassis to be able to run those mirrors. It's super cool. Really like how this car sits. White with the red is like a really good combination in my eyes. Got some nice panels over here blocking off. And the rear end isn't cut off. It's also kind of nice to see cars that have like the standard rear structure still in the car. It runs like this tank over here, as you can see. Nice flat wide tank. So there's obviously the train of thought right now in drifting to put tanks over the rear axle. Like if you check the Odi Bakchi's interview, he speaks about that. So there's basically two trains of thought. Some guys want to have like the fuel cell really low and out back. It's obviously better for the center of gravity, but Odi like explained in this video that he really likes not to have any weight over the back of the car. So there's like two things to say for that. Like one person will be like, hey, I like driving it like HGK really always puts the tanks like really low and out back. And like a guy like James Dean changed that on his Eurofighter. So I think that's also a little bit driver preference. This is like for the quick change reservoir, the reservoir for the quick change. It's very smart to do that. We do something similar like that. So you can just fill up the quick change from there and you don't have to dick around with all kinds of funnels and pumps and stuff under the car. It's a nice radium piece over there, surge tank, and Chris uses hardline for most of the stuff, which I agree with. It's super nice. You need to be a little careful with the hardline because you don't want to use every type of material, because some aluminum hardlines, if you actually start bending them, then some coating will come off on the inside and it will clog your fuel system. So you need to be really careful which ones you use. So yeah, I really like this car. I think it looks really cool. It's got obviously got the battery mount over there. I don't have to tell you guys what the battery mount is. Look at that thing.
Don't forget to take a look at our website as well, einzel.nl. We ship worldwide, of course, Wisefab, Feel Suspension, our own brand Einzel, gearboxes, quick change differentials, axles, all kinds of things. A lot of fabrication components, of course, air jacks, subframes for quick change, you name it. Drop us an email and we'll hook you up.
Chris is a big 2J guy, so of course this car is going to be 2J. Got everything over here, a nice intake manifold. Really like the shrouding and manufacturing that they've done on the radiator setup, and it runs like a water to air cooler, which is really nice. Like this piece over here mounts up over there, and this basically has coolant flowing through it and it has oil flowing through it. I really like that idea. We're actually running it on one car as well. And the nice thing about this is you can see how compact it is. But this basically it's like two sections. One has oil and one has coolant, and they level each other out. So the coolant reaches temperature sooner, so it will heat up the oil, so you don't drive around with colder oil. Nice drive shaft over there. Of course, a slip yoke because he runs Andrew's NASCAR transmission. It's kind of like the same transmission that RTR and Chelsea run. Like I love those transmissions. They're super hard to get, and it's a little harder to get parts for them. So that's why we run the G-Force. Borg-Warner turbo twin scroll deal over here. Don't know the exact specs of it, but the car should be able to do up to 700 wheel. And a nice twin scroll with two wastegates on there. Nice tubular manifold, downpipe over here. Of course, everything V-bend clamped. They're running ethanol, so they can run like -16 coolant lines like we usually run -20, but they get away with -16. It works perfectly well. Full electronic or full electric water pump, so it doesn't run the standard water pump at all. Just runs electric aftermarket water pump -16 lines, and yeah, that works well for them. So that's good. I think like with the ethanol or ethanol based fuels, you need to be a little careful to transfer those setups like to pump fuel, because what works on ethanol doesn't necessarily have to work on pump fuel, but these guys really know what they're talking about. So they're not the type of shop that assumes stuff. They find out things by themselves, so it's like really good. Nice and powder coated everything. So yeah, really nice. This headlights is going to go in the car. Lots of small stuff over here. So let me know what you guys think about this machine. I think it's really cool. We're building one, of course. We're building the S14 with the NASCAR motor. So it's always nice to see how people solve all those things. Or when you're building a car, that's when you really start, when it starts to come alive, like the little brackets and the little small things. And that's always really nice if you're building. So we're building that S14 right now back home, so it's really nice to see an S14 over here and see all the little solutions and stuff I think this is going to be a really cool car. I'm pretty sure that it's going to run really well because Chris is like a real 2JZ guru, so they got that down to a T. NASCAR transmission manual is really nice to have an H pattern. And yeah, I like this car a lot, guys. Let me know in the comments what you think.